So sorry for being late. My name is Professor Cypress, but I'm pretty sure that you already knew that. Of course, you have volunteered to be able to explore the great region of Cogoma, right? Thank you so much for that, by the way. I know that you're very excited to make sure to go out in the field just as I am and making sure to find new and interesting creatures. But of course, every field work does need its research. Now, I am more than happy to facilitate you with the information of the Pokemon that you will find over here. So, how about that? Let me go ahead and start from the beginning with the starter Pokemon. I will go ahead and present to you the first evolutions of the starters and then, go from there. Making sure that you know exactly what you're getting into. How about it? Yeah, you like that idea? Okay, let's get at it. Okay, let's get started. The first ever Pokemon within this Pokédex, of course, will be your grass starter. I decided to go with a monkey. Why? I was able to find actually that within Colombia we have this lovely ornamented TT monkey. Whenever I looked at this little fella, I immediately thought that it looked like it had chia seeds in its back. So I went ahead and made sure to actually create just a monkey that looked a lot like the real thing, but just with a bunch of chia seeds in its back to be able to, of course, tell the grass type from them. So I went ahead and started to just stylize a little monkey. I love his little big derpy eyes and the little unibrow that also will go ahead and grow up with him. I really wanted him to look very shy, and the tail was supposed to always come on as a big kind of like round way to finish the design. So I hope that you enjoy. Chiatiti, the soft-spoken Pokemon. This Pokemon tends to live within the treetops and is generally hard to spot. Chiatiti loves to sing with other Pokemon within their own family, but they're generally shy once other people or Pokemon start staring at their performance. Yeah, and that's pretty much your grass starter. I hope that you like it. Again, the whole idea is that it's a little Pokemon that has chia seeds on its back and on its tail. They're generally shy because, of course, their evolutions are gonna make sure that he breaks out of that shell. I'm very, very excited to be able to see those. The shiny is just, I thought that it would be kind of cute to make it kind of like a Sakura chia seed. I don't know if that exists, but I think it's just pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you like it. Alright, let's speak of course about the second ever Pokemon within this Pokédex. That would be our Fire Starter. For the Fire Starter, I simply love to make it into an armadillo. I found out that there's an actual species of armadillos, or actually a few species of armadillos, that grow fur underneath their own natural armor. I thought that that would be a lovely idea to make sure to create like an armadillo that could create their own fire or at least maintain warmth within themselves underneath. I found out by just looking into the species of armadillos and noticed that there's one specifically within Colombia called the Cachimaco sabanero. So this is one of the species of armadillos that normally grow fur underneath the armor. I thought that it was just kind of cute, wanted to make it into a Pokemon, and so here we are. It would be, of course, just a normal fire and rock type that will go ahead and eventually evolve into something more interesting. I am really excited for you to see, but let's get through it. Of course, for the sketch and for the design of the Pokemon itself, I just wanted to make it look like a tiny baby armadillo. Just make sure to get that roundness in there, so that it is not really afraid of people, but it's kind of curious. I tried to do some things with the armor, but you'll see later that I kind of ditched that idea and just used some shadows into how to be able to do it. And yeah, that is RC, the rolling Pokemon. RC is typically found on the savannah at night. They burrow during the day to not overheat themselves and make sure to use their stored fire on their bodies to roam and hunt during the night. Their protective armor is made out of the same rock that they normally sleep under. As you can see, RC is just your typical small cute armadillo that just has a bunch of fur underneath the armor. I think that is pretty cute. And of course the shiny is just almost an inversion of the colors, a little bit darker when it comes up to the reds, but I believe that it's the same yellow, maybe a little bit lighter. I just think is so darn cute. It was this design was the reason why I wanted to start doing Fakemon, so I really love it. I hope that you do so as well. So we're gonna go for the final starter. Well, thank you so much for making it so far into the video, of course. But we're going to speak, of course, on the last Pokemon that we have for the 3 starters, or water type Pokemon. Now, for the water type, it was actually quite simple. I had found a few years ago that within the Islas of Gorgona here on Colombia, you're able to find a lovely blue lizard. I thought that it was so cool that it had to become a Pokemon in one way or another, and it's kind of like the best excuse for a starter. It's just a tiny lizard that looks blue. Unfortunately, I do not believe that they are aquatic or like water that much, but it's just too perfect to not make into a Pokemon in my opinion. So their design will eventually change, and of course I did change a few things about them to make it look a little bit more let's say fantastical. You'll see what I mean once I start sketching. For this Pokemon specifically, I really wanted to convey a secondary typing from the first stage. Can you guess which one it is? Because it's pretty obvious. But yes, I wanted to make sure to just make a cute little lizard, but I didn't want it to make it like a quadruped. I wanted to make sure that only one of the 3 starters was a quadruped. So over here you will be able to see this tiny little lizard. It looks, of course, a little bit like a dinosaur, but that is on purpose. So let's meet. Anaolis, the aspiration Pokemon. This Pokemon is found on the remote isles of the Koi Serpent. Anaolis is extremely competitive for the attentions of their trainers and will always do its best, even if it comes at the detriment of others or themselves. Now, I absolutely love this little guy. I used to have a way different idea of how it was to evolve and how it was to look over here, but I was able to spin it in a very different way that not only matches the idea of this 3 starters and of this region a little bit more, but it's just an idea that I think I'm a little bit more proud of than the one that I had a few years ago whenever I was first designing these things. So I hope that you enjoyed all of them. I am more than happy to be able to share more of this Pokemon with you, so keep an eye out. So, what do you think? Did you enjoy the first stages of the starters? I'm glad. Of course, if you want more, make sure to go ahead and follow me through the Cogoma region as I go ahead and evolve this lovely Pokemon and find even more. Goodbye!